Border Patrol has authorized its agents to release migrants into the U.S. without court dates. OK, got that. But a judge has just ordered them, stop doing that. They can't come into the United States without a court date. Brandon Judd is the president of the National Border Patrol Council and joins me now. Brandon, what's going to happen now that a judge says, hey, you can't come in without a court date? Are they just going to pile up at the border?
Well, I'm grateful that he did that. That should never happen. There's many other options that we can do. We can cut back on the paperwork. We can expect other agencies to actually do their job. Don't put all of this on the Border Patrol agents. We're already overwhelmed, and there's other things we can do. We should never, ever release people into the United States without giving them a court date, without being able to somewhat track them. So that judge was absolutely correct in what he did. There's other options that we have. But when you look at what we're dealing with right now, the thousands of people that are crossing the border illegally, it's just completely and totally overwhelming our resources. We had one station. We've got about 72 stations across the entire southwest border. We had one station yesterday that in the swing shift muster, they had 44 agents show up to duty. Only 4 agents were deployed to patrol the border. The other 40 agents were doing administrative work, whether that's hospital watch, transport, processing, or detention security. We only had 4 agents patrolling the border in that area. Cartels control our border when we cannot deploy our resources properly. And when cartels control the border, we can't protect the American people. That's the issue that we're facing today, and it's got to stop tomorrow.
Brandon, you sound like you're mad as hell. And I think you are, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. I am.
And the rest of the Border Patrol force and the people around you, they feel the same way? This is crisis time?
We are all sick and tired of this president. We are all sick and tired of the rhetoric that comes out of his mouth. We are all sick and tired that he does not give any facts, but we're also extremely upset at the mainstream media. We're tired of them not fact-checking him. We're tired of them not asking the tough questions. If this would happen, the American people would understand what's going on. And if the American people understood, they would put a stop to it. They would put pressure on their elected officials. They're not doing it because they don't understand what's going on, because they're allowed to lie because the mainstream media covers.
Brandon, Senator Lindsey Graham says Mayorkas should be fired, flat out. Watch this tape, please. Roll it.
He is misrepresenting the solutions that are being offered. They won't work. We're on track to have more illegal crossings this year than last year. After Title 42 repeal, this is really a Baghdad Bob moment coming out of the Department of Homeland Security. I've never been more disappointed and disgusted than I am right now. I like this man, but what he's saying won't work. He's misleading the American people, and he should go. He should be fired.
OK, Brandon, I don't think it matters if he goes and is fired. He'd just be replaced by someone else who pushes Biden's policies.
It doesn't matter, but it would send the message. It would send a clear message to the American people that somebody's actually trying to do something. So I would support his termination. He does need to go because he's been derelict of duty. And if the next person comes in and does the same thing, they need to go as well. Stuart, I know for a fact that he knows what needs to be done. I met with him on multiple occasions prior to his confirmation. I used to meet with him when he was the secretary on a fairly regular basis. I refuse to meet with him today because I know he's not going to do what's right. There's no point in talking to him because he is going to toe the administration's line. He is going to pander to open border activists. Right now, what we're dealing with is activism is running legitimate law enforcement agencies. And when that happens, we have this chaos and this crisis that's going to continue to go on day in and day out. And it's going to be the American people that suffer because fentanyl is going to flow into the United States. And we're going to have thousands upon thousands of American citizens that are going to die of fentanyl poison.
Brandon Judd, we do hear you loud and clear. And thanks very much for being on the show on a very important day. Always appreciate it, sir. Thanks very much.